really the present moment, once you've grasped the practice of the present moment, is the most effective methodology for becoming a manifesting creator using thermodynamic free energy through the 0 point. Hello, this is Sarita, and I'm here to help you understand the truth about who you are. So I had a lovely message from someone the other day who asked me to speak more on the concepts of things like the 0 point, thermodynamic free energy, the quantum aspects of manifesting, and with particular regard to the present moment. So I thought I'd make this video because although I've spoken about this before, it's a fascinating topic, and I think I can go into it in a bit more detail. With reference to the concept that the present moment is actually a gateway portal that we can use as a creator to manifest within this holographic reality. And I know that so many people in the spiritual movement are aware of the potentials of the present moment for things like having a gratitude practice, letting go of anxiety and depression through linear time constructs, such as the past or the future. And I think those are excellent practices, and I'll come back to those a bit at the end. But really, the present moment, once you've grasped the practice of the present moment, is the most effective methodology for becoming a manifesting creator using thermodynamic free energy through the 0 point. And I think a lot of people just don't realize that, because often their practices stop at the kind of gratitude element or just, you know, feeling relieved that they're not washed over with things like anxiety and depression, and that they can respond to what's happening in their reality rather than react. So I want to take this a little bit further. So basically, in order to understand how powerful the present moment is, one needs to be aware that in every now moment, the architecture and creator device that you are basically is creating an entire new universe. So in every now moment, this kind of supercomputer that is running the show of your reality, which is using the control panel of your thoughts and your feelings and thermodynamic energy by changing plasma into material matter-based reality, is building a new universe in every now moment. There's no linear time involved in that process, except that each of us is using the concept of linear time to make a new frame or a new universe in the next now moment, because we build each now moment based on what we think reality was in the last now moment. So the past is building the present, which creates the future. Okay, so to break that down, and I've explained this quite a few times, but I love explaining this because it just blows my mind. To break that down, we are living in a holographic reality. It's a laser light show, okay? And as you look around the room that you're in, you actually believe that beyond the room you're in is, I don't know, the house you're in, the town you're in, the village you're in, this earth, okay? And you think that when you get up and walk out of your door, you're going to see the same old corridor, and that leads to your living room or whatever it leads to. And because that's what you believe, and because there is a collective consensus going on in this reality that we're building together, that is indeed what you see when you get up and you walk to your door and you open the door into the corridor and the whatever beyond. The truth of the matter is that beyond this room, and have a look around at the room you're in, there is nothing but the void. There is literally, I'll call it empty space, but it's a space, empty space of pre-creational potential. So just have a look at one of the doors of your room. Look as far as you can look out of a window if you want, and go to the point that's furthest away from you. And I'm asking you to look beyond that point, or feel beyond on the point, and realize that there's nothing there except voided potential. I don't think we can even grasp this with our kind of tiny, linear, individuated minds, but that is the truth of the matter. That's what's actually going on. So as you stand up from the chair you're in and you take your next step in your next moment, this supercomputer within this holographic reality is building a whole nother universe that you step into the next now moment based on your perceptions of what you thought the universe was in the last now moment. Okay, so it builds the reality as you go. Okay, that is what's happening. And the control panel is your thoughts and your feelings, and they're working with plasma, light, thermodynamic energy, all of that stuff. And that is why the present moment is so important, because the present moment is a gateway for you to build the next universe pertaining to your reality. And if you can grasp that, or create a meditation practice or any practice that allows you to completely drop the familiar, in other words, who you think you are and what you think you know beyond the doorway of this room and all the rest of it, you could build an entirely new universe in the next now moment of your choosing. So, for example, if I could really grasp all of this on a material level and in all levels of my being, across all dimensions of my being, I could, in the next now moment, step into a jungle where the tigers are blue. Okay? So what's happening is, in every now moment, your biofield is creating the next now moment, an entirely new universe. And so that means basically that the present moment is your gateway portal into the next now moment, the universe that you're choosing, and what happens to you. So what it really means, beyond things like gratitude and feeling better about yourself, is that it shows you the holographic nature of reality, and that you are the creator of that reality. It's a bit more complicated because as an empathic collective species, we are all building this holograph together, okay? And as a telepathic species as well. So there are lots of anomalies to that, but I'll just keep it to the you. And so basically what's happening is, in every now moment, you need a certain amount of energy to pull information from the quantum field and turn it from its wave form and its plasmic form into a denser form. So it becomes particle and wave. It might be atom wave. I've forgotten the word now, but anyway, is it particle and wave? And it becomes both simultaneously. So it becomes the wave and the particle. I think it's particle simultaneously. So it's solid and it's still wave-like. So basically what's happening is, in the present moment, you're pulling plasma and it's becoming with your thoughts and your feelings, and it's becoming very dense and it's becoming materialized into the form that you see in this manifested reality. And that needs a certain amount of energy, thermodynamic free energy, which it's pulling from the void beyond the perception of what you think this reality actually is. So in every now moment, you have the capacity, you're an energy making machine, to pull thermodynamic energy towards you. You magnetize it towards you with your thoughts and feelings, and it becomes materialized form. Okay. And so the void is made of thermodynamic energy. It has this kind of momentum, and thermodynamic energy is symbolized by the infinity symbol. It's the 8, or in my shamanic tradition, we call it the lemniscatic form. And it's very interesting because if you look at the 8, it goes from balance to balance through this point in the middle. Okay. And this point particularly pertains to your heart center. Okay. It pertains to a lot of other centers, in centers of things too, like your cells and your energy centers, but it's particularly aligned to your heart center. And so this thermodynamic free energy never dies, it never stops, and in a way it sort of never changes. The only thing that's changing it is your perceptions. And every time it goes through, particularly when it's in balance, it's going through this 0 point in the middle of the symbol. Okay. And that's why with a lot of my techniques, particularly manifesting techniques, and in my shamanic tradition, we were trained to walk the 8. Well, we weren't trained to meditate with the 8. That's something I took from it, but I do ceremony with the 8, and we were taught ceremony in my shamanic tradition with the 8, with the infinity symbol. And a lot of traditions over millennia have used the infinity symbol, and it's thermodynamic free energy. And because the whole of the void is made up of thermodynamic free energy, and you are all that is, and because your 7th sense is the void, in other words, it's part of you, you are also made of thermodynamic free energy. That's why we never die. We just change form when we die according to our perception, okay, of what will happen when we die. And we move around and we, I don't know, move into another dimension, or whatever we're choosing is what's happening when we die. So basically, we have access to this thermodynamic free energy because that's what we are. We are the creator. We are the void. We are everything beyond the illusion of this holographic universe. And we're everything within it as well. And we have access to that thermodynamic free energy all of the time through this 0 point. Okay. And this 0 point is the center point of anything and everything. So it's, for example, that's that point in the middle of the 8 is found at the center of the universe. It's found at the center of your energy centers. It's found at the center of every cell in your body. It's found at the center of your eyes. It's at the center of your pineal gland. It's just at the center of everything. And it's this point of perfect balance betwixt and between. It's the veil, if you like, between the worlds. So it's the doorway, it's your gateway to manifesting. That's why you're a manifesting creator, because you always have this thermodynamic free energy available to you, which is being converted by your thoughts and feelings from plasma into form. That's what's happening. And so it's lovely that the ancients taught us to sit in the present moment and to have a practice of gratitude, which we get in the present moment. And why we get that gratitude is because we begin to feel who we are. We begin to feel we're unlimited. We begin to allow what we thought we were to fall away. So like the suffering we were in, or I don't know, the pain we're experiencing, or the body we think we're in, all of those things, when you have a present moment practice, start to fall away. And that's why it's a gratitude practice to be in the present moment, because you realize you're the creator, and there's nothing cooler than realizing you're the creator and you don't actually have to suffer, or that even there's a beauty in the suffering because you've chosen it. basically. So that's why the present moment is just an extraordinary thing to be working with. Okay, I'm just going to look at my notes at the moment, just check I've 0 points. Oh yeah, so the other thing that happens is when you can come into the 0 point, what happens is because you're transcending what you thought you were, you also transcend the matrix that we're in, the enslaved, inverted matrix, I call it, that we live in. And it frees up more of your energy so that you can create more of what you desire, or what your heart's desire is. Because at the moment, what's happening for many of us is our present moment is totally hijacked by being enslaved to this inverted matrix, which is in turn hijacked by the elites, who are in turn hijacked by the archonic forces, which use satanic inverted constructs to siphon the thermodynamic free energy and use it for their own gain, because they are not infinite. They are they're the opposite of infinite. Basically, their energy source is self-destructive by nature, so they need to feed off us. So when you're hooked in to the matrix, we're all manifesting the whole time. That's how you can even see your reality. But when you're hooked into the matrix, what's happening is your thermodynamic energy is being siphoned off you, basically. And that's why many people who are enslaved within this matrix feel out of control. They want to be told what to do. They don't have a clue how to be sovereign and all of those things, because they feel powerless, because like a battery, their power is being used for other purposes. But as you step into the present moment and you do something like a gratitude practice, which can be very simple to begin with, bit by bit by bit by bit, you start to release your concept of being enslaved and your concepts of being separated from source consciousness, and identifying with things like, I don't know, money systems, or being a girl or a boy, or your job, or I don't know, whatever the hell you identify with, whatever the hell, because it's hell being identified as something, slave matrix. And so with a present moment practice, you start to release the enslavement programs of the matrix, which are very much rooted in linear time, because past and future hook you into the matrix because they don't really exist. And what happens is, as you start to feel who you are, you free up more of that thermodynamic free energy for your heart's desires, not the satanic inverted desires of the archonic force. And so you become more and more powerful, and you are able to manifest with more and more efficacy, more and more instantaneously. And that is what has been happening to me over the years. And I know it's what happens to a lot of people on this channel, either through my work or through their own work, or a Dispenser or whoever they're using, or Bruce Lipton or whatever, or just doing their own explorations. And the more instantaneous your manifestations become, the more you grasp this concept, and the more you see that the present moment is in fact a doorway into that voided state, which is yourself. So it's a doorway to understanding your true nature, and that the seventh sense, the void, is who you are. And if you're interested in the seventh sense or the eighth sense, there are lots of videos you can look at on my channel, or go to my website and do some of my courses, or come on retreat with me and really learn some stuff. So that's what's happening. And it's just so interesting. It's just not about past and future in the way that spirituality, love, that kind of love light thing, has hijacked it. And I'm not saying it's not a good thing to love like the present moment and to have a present moment practice. But I think we really need to understand that the present moment practice is leading us to understand our true nature as manifesting creators who are made of the void, are made of thermodynamic energy. And that present moment is a portal into the next present moment through which we are calling forth thermodynamic free energy and converting it from plasma into material matter with our perceptions, our thoughts, and our feelings. So I hope that has been an interesting little video for you. And I thank you very much, the person who sent me the message and asked me to speak about this, because it's literally my favorite topic. And just as a side note, and just to bend your head even more, we're quantum beings. So everything that's happening to you is happening to everything all at once simultaneously. And so the present moment portals within you, of which there are billions, are accessing the present moment portals of everyone else because they're the same thing. And it's the same portal, basically. So that's a really good thing to fry your head. And there was one more thing I wanted to say. The reason why we use symbology in things like the energy centers, and the reason why I'm now beginning to use more holographic techniques around imagery and symbology, which I've just done with my Patron group. So please, if you're interested, come and join us. We meditate live every single week. So the reason I'm using symbology more and more, not just in the energy centers, but in all of the cells and atoms and quantum particles of the body, is because you place a symbol of what you desire over that 0 point present moment gateway. So for example, if you place a symbol in the middle of an energy center or in the middle of a cell or an atom or a quantum particle, thermodynamic energy moves right through the middle of it, picks up the imagery and is placing it in your reality. It goes back to the void, grabs some more energy, comes through the symbol in a figure of 8, places it in manifested form, picks up more energy, and goes like that. And that's why holographic manifesting, which is what I'm really getting into now, works. It's just so efficient. You don't even need to like imagine how it's going to feel in a way. You just plonk the symbol in the middle of an energy center or in every atom and quantum particle of your body, and it just starts to materialize into form. You don't need to do anything else. You placed it there, and you're a manifesting creator, and it just starts to create. So it's kind of pretty wild. Gets me super excited, this conversation. So anyway, I hope that's been helpful and useful. As I said, if you do want to come and meditate live with me, please do join my Patreon group. I am actively and purposely getting as many people as I can over to Patreon, because I don't know what's going to happen with YouTube. And it's lovely, besides anything, to meditate in a group live with people every week. And as I receive information, I am teaching it to the groups, and it's very, very powerful. And I love it. So hopefully see that. Oh yeah, I wanted to say something else as well. If you haven't done my Art of Intention course, which is on my website, which is Sarita-Sol.com, I'm going to invite you to go and look at that, because I'm still doing that technique that I downloaded about 3 years ago now. I do that technique daily. I've got it to a point where I can do it in 1 minute, actually. And I reckon that I'm having an 80% success rate with manifesting things through that technique. Because what that technique does is it assists you in accessing, in a very real and practical way, thermodynamic free energy. And the only times I find that I can't manifest with efficacy using that technique is because there's some deep, unconscious, matrix-induced trauma that I haven't got to yet, which is holding me back. So once I've cleared whatever the trauma is that holds me back in a particular manifesting thing that I want, that technique really, really, really does align, one, to thermodynamic free energy and how you use it. And it's based on the work by the physicist William Tiller. And I recently interviewed one of his employees not long ago, and I'm going to do another interview with her because it was fascinating, and because sadly William Tiller passed away. But he was an extraordinary physicist, and that whole technique is based on his work. So if you haven't yet done that course and you're interested in this stuff, that course will blow your mind and it will change your reality. And I invite you to go and look at it. It's called The Art of Intention, and it's on my website. So go and have a look at it. All the details for where you can find my website and Patron and things like that are in my description. Please do like and share this video if you think it's worthwhile and if it's helped you. It helps me to overcome the very bizarre AI archonic algorithm of YouTube. So thank you very much for listening, and I'm sending you lots of love. I'm in a really overexcited state now, so I'm going to go and meditate. Thank you. Bye.